What's going on, guys? Migan here. Quick video I gotta get off my chest. I get a lot of questions from subscribers telling me about progressive overload, right? A lot of people taking progressive overload out of context. It's one of the most important things for a natural bodybuilder, obviously, in growing. I mean, nobody's gonna argue that. Even I like breaking myths and coming with revolutionary ways to build muscle, but I'm never gonna tell you that progressive overload does not work. It's just that people take it out of context. Now, the way they take it out of context, they usually say, the question was this, I'm just wait for it. They said, Migan, I'm getting stronger, but I'm not getting bigger. Why? What's wrong? And I got to go through so many times that I realized it clicked in my head. I was like, they're not getting something, right? They're saying, I'm getting stronger, but I'm not getting bigger, because they've been taught to believe that as long as you increase the weight on whatever exercise you're doing over time, you're going to get bigger. Sounds right? But you forget one little factor that knocks the whole thing out of the equation. See, guys, I took the math and engineering and whole bunch of stuff, philosophy, and it allows me to not only look at the big picture of things, but look at details. And when you zoom out, when you look at details, and you zoom out, look at the big picture, the perspective changes. If you look at the detail of just, hey, I'm getting stronger, I should get bigger, it makes a lot of sense. When you zoom out, you get the big picture of biochemistry and how the body grows and why it grows and why it adapts. You start to understand why somebody can get stronger and not get bigger. Let me give you an example, guys. You have, now, I said time and time again, do you need heavy weights to get big? Hell yeah, you need heavy weights to get big. And I explained primarily, not because it stresses your muscles, it activates fast twitch fibers, all these things, but primarily because it increases your bone density as well. You know, it not only affects your muscles, but also your skeletal system. But then I explained, guys, that the most important thing in building muscle, from experience, I'm not the biggest guy on fucking YouTube, but I used to be 140, guys. 140 pounds at the peak of your life. It's not a good weight. So I put on 60 pounds over the years. So I know what it takes to get big. Obviously, I'm not where I want to be. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. And I wish the things that I knew now, I knew back then, because I would have been so much bigger. You know, and you could tell on the graph on my growth spurt how I was lingering at the same weight for years. I mean, well, 2 years. I've only been bodybuilding for 2 years, and then I discovered a few things, and then my weight skyrocketed, right? And then the people that I train or I work with also get that same crazy spurt in growth. You know you're doing something right when people ask your trainees or the people that you train if they're on steroids. That's how you know the trainer's doing something good. So not to brag, but to tell you guys, I discovered some things that might really help you guys in your bodybuilding journey through trial and error. I used to believe that as long as I got stronger on an exercise, I would get big, and that was definitely not the case. Because the two things that I overlooked, number one, nutrition, because believe it or not, it's possible to get stronger and not get bigger. You could be on a caloric deficit. A lot of people don't believe that. You could be on a caloric deficit and still get strong. There were times when my deadlift went up when I was cutting. There are people in third world countries that eat like shit, but yeah, will fuck any of us up. Not only because they're functional, but they're strong as fuck, right? You got monks and these Shaolin guys who are able to channel their energies and do some crazy spirit shit and break breaks and do these crazy feats and look tiny as fuck. I mean, the strongest people in the world, if you look at the World Guinness Book of Records, people that could move fucking trucks and airplanes, things like that. I'm not talking about strongman, just regular people that have incredible strength. A lot of them don't even look like they lift, right? You ask them, do you even lift? Did these motherfuckers even lift, right? But yeah, they're strong as fuck. You could gain strength and not gain muscle mass. Food plays a big part, right? Protein, eating a lot of protein, whatever. And number two, time under tension. I told you guys, if I have to put weight and time under tension, if I have to prioritize them on what's more important to build muscle, I would always say time under tension, right? Because you could do 1 rep max your whole life. You're going to get big. Don't get me wrong. You're going to grow. Your body has to adapt to that 1 rep. Once it's able to do that, your growth spurt is going to go up as you're a noob and eventually just plateau and slightly go up over the years. But when you focus on tension, that's where the growth is. Progressive overload does not simply mean increase the weight. It means increase the weight, right? But at the same time, try to do just as many, if not more, reps. There are people who are using the same weight, people that used to work out at home, who use the same weight for 10 reps to failure. And once they were able to, because they couldn't buy heavier weights, they were able to use the same weight for 20 reps and got results in their shoulders, their chest, their back, whatever, right? So progressive overload is not just increasing the weight. That's one aspect. That helps a lot. But what it really boils down to is being able to increase the weight and the time on the tension. And here's a simple example. When I was doing my research, by the way, thanks to my new nickname from one of my faithful subscribers, he says because I'm like the Sherlock Holmes of bodybuilding, I do like the crazy, stupid research outside the box. Sherlock Swole. I can't take that nickname yet because I'm not swole yet. You know, when I get to swole status, I'll take that Sherlock Swole. Just like I lock, so Sherlock, get it? Anyway, Sherlock Swole. Make sure you watch the video. Understand why I'm rocking these at night. Alright, you have weightlifters. Hope this video is still fucking playing because my camera stops playing videos without telling me. Okay. If you can read, that's fine. That's for me, not for you. You got weightlifters. You got bodybuilders. You got powerlifters. You got strongman competitors. And in fact, you have gymnasts. I'm going to mention gymnasts. People that do the fucking, you know, gymnasts. Google gymnasts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of these guys use weights, right? They use weights. In fact, I can also mention sprinters. These are all the jack motherfuckers in sports. It's probably more like football players and things like that. I'm just going to focus on these guys, right? Weightlifters, sprinters, not all of them use weights, but a lot of them do nowadays. Bodybuilders, powerlifters, strongman, gymnasts. They all use some kind of weight. Gymnasts obviously use their own body weight, but it counts as resistance. But look how different the physiques is. If I tell you, let's say they all take the same amount of steroids, right? Let's say they all take the same, I'm not going to say steroids. Let's say they all take the same performance-enhancing drugs. It sounds more politically correct, right? Who's going to be the biggest? Who's going to have the biggest chest, for example, or the biggest arm? You will all say the bodybuilder, right? The bodybuilder, bam. Second will be, I believe, the fucking strongman. Third, I would say would be the gymnast. Fourth, the powerlifter. And then the weightlifters and the sprinters are kind of like, you know, on the same level. They usually have the same physique, except sprinters are more jacked. Now, why is it that bodybuilders, right? People that think that just because you're getting stronger, you're getting bigger, then why is it that bodybuilders have a bigger chest or a bigger tricep or a bigger whatever than the rest of the group, right? Even if it's not for the illusion of, you know, the smallest or whatever cross-sectional area, they have a slightly bigger advantage. Why is it? They're not stronger than powerlifters or weightlifters. I mean, if strength is what it took to build muscle, weightlifters will be the biggest motherfuckers on the planet. They have the biggest shoulders, the biggest everything, because these guys move, they clean an enormous amount of weight, and then they have to jerk that shit, right? Bodybuilders do, and you would never find a bodybuilder who built this physique doing 5x5. As much as I love full body workouts, 5x5 is great to increase your strength and give you a foundation of muscle mass. But to take your physique to that next level, I say time and time again, you have to increase that time on attention. You could do 5 reps if you want, but you better make sure those 5 reps take you at least 30 to 40 seconds, right? You have to increase time on attention. The advantage between, the reason why bodybuilders, I don't know if you ever saw a gymnast's fucking tricep, guys, I studied everybody. The gymnasts have these crazy triceps and delts, because obviously they're always dipping. They're dipping all the time, but they don't dip for fucking 3 seconds. Like a powerlifter just sits there and just, but he, 1 rep max works, works out. They practice 1 rep maxes, which is heavy weight, but low time on attention. That's why they're big. I'm not saying they're small, but their chest is not as massive as a bodybuilder. No, their triceps is, right? But yeah, a gymnast has a crazy overdeveloped tricep. They don't dip for 1 second. They don't dip for 3 seconds. They're dipping for extended time under tension. Triceps grow. Bodybuilders, yes, they do heavy weights to increase their strength, to be able to progressive overload later on, but that's only to be able to use that same weight for more reps. Usually, the average bodybuilder does anywhere from 6, maybe 8 to 12 reps. You hear that a lot, 8 to 12, 10 to 12. There's always around that rep range. You will never find a world-class bodybuilder, no matter how many steroids is on, who built this physique doing 5 reps, like the whole year. Usually they will do like a sequence of 5 reps, but then again, they will increase the rep ranges to that golden 8 to 12. And it's not really the number of reps, it's really the time under tension. You gotta get that pump. You gotta get all that blood going to the muscle. You gotta get all the lactic acid buildup. You gotta get that what's the word I'm looking for? You wanna overhydrate the cells with blood. All the nutrients are in your blood. So if you're only doing 1 rep or 2 or 3 reps, yes, you're getting the blood there, but it's not that over fucking, I mean, come on guys, when you finish doing like 20, try doing 20 rep sets. You can't tell me 20 rep sets don't build muscle. They build muscle. Now obviously you want to increase the weight to be able to go past that plateau, but you need high time under tension. The weightlifters are strongest. Why do you think most strongmen have better looking physiques than most powerlifters? even though they're both lifting heavy ass weight, what's the difference? Think about it. Strongman lift heavy weights for a duration of time. Strongman are doing farmer walks for mad fucking long. Strongman are doing these crazy cleaning just for like repeated reps. And as you notice, strongmen have a better full, even though they both have that kind of like stomach, most of them, whatever, you know, they're not like lean like bodybuilders, but they have more muscularity, if you want to call it that, than powerlifters, because they do more time under tension. Powerlifters focus really on 1 rep maxes, weightlifters 1 rep maxes, whatever. Bodybuilders or strongman, bodybuilders do 10 or 12 reps, high time under tension. Strongman do walking, carries, all that time under tension shit. It all boils down to time under tension. Sprinters are so jacked. They don't sprint for fucking 5 seconds to stop. Usually it's like, I think 20 to 30 seconds to 100-meter sprint, and they always complain at doing the interview when they're talking, they're like, oh man, the lactic acid is crazy. Lactic acid is a byproduct of time under tension. A lot of you're doing time under tension for an extended period of time, your body, on a cellular level, your body can't really use oxygen as fast, so it uses a lot of ATP, blah, blah, blah. You go from, aerobic to anaerobic. Make a long story short, high time under tension under resistance is going to lead to bigger muscle gain. So to answer your question without going into too many details, too much science or bro science, yes, you want to increase your strength, but you also want to increase your time under tension. If you're doing 5x5, that's great. Those programs work. I mean, Jim Muller does the 5-3-1. He's huge, but I guarantee you there's also times when these guys also did high reps. You got to find a way to increase the time under tension. You could do 5 reps, but at the end of the workout, find a way to get the pump. People say don't chase the pump. I mean, be careful how you say that. It's good to chase strength, but you want to use that strength to be able to increase the time under tension with that strength. You get what I mean? So if you're only curling 30 pounds if you're doing 30 pounds for 10 reps, and you want to increase the weight to 40 pounds, and you're only doing 3 reps, that's fine. But find a way to get that 3 reps up to 5, then 8, then 10. That's the goal. High time under tension. But anyway, this video is longer than I expected. My videos always fucking long. That's the trademark of my fucking channel. I really don't care, guys. Anyway, I hope that answered your question. Increase your time under tension. I made several videos about that. Go to my search box and type it in. And number 2, increase your protein intake, right? Because just because you're stronger does not mean your body's gonna grow, guys. There's a lot of people. I'm from Africa. There's a lot of motherfuckers that we call them nesons in my country because they're so skinny and undernourished, but they're strong as fuck. Try fighting a crackhead, even in America. Go to New York City, try fighting a crackhead. See how much he will beat the shit out of you, even though he looks like this. You could be strong and not be sore. Don't let nobody lie to you. Strength does not always mean big. I met so many people that are way stronger than me and have like bird pecs, right? And then they see me and I can't even fucking bench 225 for 10 reps. And they're like, oh man, your chest is pretty big. I'm like, man, I was doing like 100 push-ups a day, guys, right? And I have so many stories about that. But anyway, the point is, yes, get stronger, but at the same time, get stronger, but increase the time under tension. Me again, I'm out of here. Don't forget, do the comparison, guys. Do your own research. Hit me up on Facebook for more questions. Team3D. Focus on is increasing not just muscle mass but bone density, right? It is very, very important because most skinny motherfuckers, it's not just that you don't weigh shit, it's just your bones are fucking, let's be real, you got this tiny structure, your bones are not really that dense, and everybody, it's proven, the bigger your bone density is, whether you work out or not, your muscles will actually be bigger than the average person.